Welcome to our video, The Golden Age of Wonder. Today we embark on a journey through the 19th and early 20th centuries to explore the greatest era of magical illusion. This program is brought to you by the Series of Thoughts team.
This era saw a profound shift in magic. It moved from the streets, where itinerant performers entertained at fairs, to permanent theater stages, transforming the magician into a celebrated professional artist.
In this first chapter, we examine the foundations of this modernity and how a new generation of visionaries completely reinvented magic from the ground up.
Jean Eugene Robert Houdini, the father of modern magic, transitioned from clockmaking to illusion. He replaced cluttered tables with elegant stages and integrated mechanical engineering, elevating the art form to new heights.
John Henry Anderson, the Wizard of the North, revolutionized the industry in 1840. By pioneering aggressive self-promotion and global touring, he became the first magician to achieve true international superstardom.
Ludwig Dobler brought romance to the craft. His signature creation of Flowers illusion used precise timing and theatrical lighting to turn the stage into a living garden, treating magic as a form of poetry. Filippi redefined the magician as a character. Performing with elaborate Chinese-inspired aesthetics at the Strand Theatre, he masterfully combined hidden mechanisms with dramatic performance. Henry Robin, the illusionist, bridged the gap between social prestige and the stage. From his performances for Queen Victoria to his residency at the Egyptian Hall, he introduced psychological elements to his craft. John Wyman Jr., known as Wyman the Wizard, was a pioneer in America. His blend of ventriloquism and magic, including a private performance for Abraham Lincoln, helped establish magic as a respected American art. In our second chapter, we look at how Victorian industrialization scaled up magic, turning it from a local curiosity into a permanent, institutionalized form of mass entertainment. The Egyptian Hall, established by Maskelyne and Cook in 1873, became London's home of mystery. It proved that a permanent venue could support sustained, commercially successful theatrical magic.
John Neville Maskelyne was an engineering genius. Beyond his contributions to magic, he even invented the coin-operated pay toilet, and his stage illusions were so advanced they baffled contemporary experts.
The Victorian era also sparked a fascination with the spiritual. Performers staged elaborate public seances, effectively blurring the lines between stage magic and occult curiosity to thrill their audiences. Scientist John Henry Pepper gave us the iconic Pepper's Ghost. This use of glass and carefully angled lighting allowed transparent apparitions to move across the stage, a perfect marriage of physics and art. Ultimately, the science of deception relied on rational wonder. Victorian magicians grounded their illusions in engineering, using hidden architecture to create a sophisticated, self-referential game of show and conceal. Moving into our third chapter, we enter the Golden Age of Illusion. During this time, magicians rose to unprecedented heights, becoming true cultural icons with reputations that spanned across entire continents. Alexander Herman, known as Herman the Great, set the standard for the classic magician. With his iconic goatee, top hat, and tailcoat, he blended sharp comedy with high-stakes spectacle to command stages on both sides of the Atlantic.
Adelaide Herman, the Queen of Magic, was a true trailblazer. As one of the few female stars of the Victorian era, she mastered the dangerous bullet catch and continued to tour successfully well into the 20th century. Curl Herman, Alexander's older brother, was a formidable performer who bridged the gap between European elegance and American showmanship, always emphasizing the dignity and prestige of the magician. Henry Keller, the first American-born magician to achieve international fame, built his legacy on meticulous stage management. He proved to the world that American performers could rival the greatest European masters. In Chapter 4, we explore the art of the trick itself. Beyond the initial gasp of the audience, every performance represented years of careful engineering, rigorous rehearsal, and nerves of steel.
The bullet catch remains one of magic's most dangerous feats. Requiring absolute precision and perfect timing, this signature illusion has challenged performers throughout history, demanding incredible bravery to execute successfully.
Our fifth chapter highlights the partnership era. During this time, some of the most enduring magic was born not from lone geniuses, but from extraordinary collaborations between creative minds.
The synergy between John Neville Maskelyne and David Devant was legendary. While Maskelyne provided the mechanical genius behind the illusions, Devant brought the warmth, humanity, and storytelling that enchanted audiences at St. George's Hall.
David Devant revolutionized the stage by treating his magic as an invitation rather than a confrontation. By focusing on intimate, narrative-driven storytelling, he transformed the audience's experience into something deeply personal.
Devant's mascot moth illusion exemplified this new standard. By combining precise mechanics with living visual storytelling, he created an experience that left audiences breathless and fully immersed in the narrative. Finally, Chapter 6 takes us on the American Roadshow. Magic wasn't just for grand theaters. It traveled across mining camps and frontier towns, bringing the art of illusion to every corner of the continent. Anton Zamlock was a pioneer of the Wild West circuit. Traveling with over a ton of equipment, he utilized street parades and grand marketing tactics to ensure his magic reached audiences in even the most remote locations. Zamlock's career spanned from Mexico to Hawaii, proving that magic was a universal language. Regardless of the venue or local customs, he successfully adapted his performances to unite diverse audiences through wonder. The intense rivalry between Alexander Herman and Harry Keller ultimately built the infrastructure of American magic. Their competition forced them to constantly escalate their ambition, shaping the future of the art form forever. Harry Keller, the king of presentation, may not have been a master of sleight of hand, but his genius lay in showmanship and stagecraft. Inheriting the title of Greatest American Magician in 1878, he proved that lavish production and audience management could be just as powerful as technical skill. In Chapter 7, we explore the tradition of passing the torch. A generation of masters carefully chose their successors, ensuring the longevity of their craft and the future of the art form. Handpicked by Harry Keller as his successor, Howard Thurston became the last great illusionist. His touring shows were spectacular, featuring levitating assistants and grand theatrical tableaus that represented the peak of 19th century performance. By 1914, magic entered an era of institutionalized skepticism. John Neville Maskelyne founded the Occult Committee to expose fraudulent spiritualists, transforming magicians from mere entertainers into vocal defenders of rational inquiry. Maskelyne's book, Sharps and Flats, marked a shift toward radical transparency. By documenting the mechanics of card sharping and deception, he helped turn performance magic into a serious, self-referential discipline. In our 8th chapter, we examine the legacy of wonder. What these magicians created did not fade when the curtain fell. It echoed forward into film, literature, and the fabric of modern culture. Victorian magic significantly influenced modern storytelling. Its hidden mechanisms and optical illusions became precursors to cinema's special effects, while archetypes like the Wizard of Oz mirror the theatrical, mechanical power of the Victorian stage. The archetypes forged in the 19th century endure today. From the classic magician's silhouette to the fearless performer, the grand reveals and stage illusions of this era remain the permanent vocabulary of wonder in our world. The Golden Age traced a profound evolution, moving from the solo performer in a fairground to the director of massive, multi-person theatrical enterprises that rivaled the scale of any circus or opera. Through the machinery and methods change, our human hunger to witness the impossible remains constant. From the early pioneers to modern stages, the spirit of wonder continues to captivate audiences everywhere.